Welcome to the Lucas Oil IHBA Drag Boat Series. You can see right behind me, we found water in the desert. It's here at Firebird Raceway, Firebird Lake, and it's the hottest racing on water that's coming your way next, the Lucas Oil IHBA Drag Boat Series.
Great drag race to close out the day. Sylvie will take the win.
That's a boat in the far lane. Man, that thing hooks and sponsing, and then it gets pretty ugly right there.
Yeah, we get serious about racing. There's no doubt about it. When the lid goes down, I'm there to beat him.
There's a lot of tough competition out here. We're fixing that to put a sham mammal lamb on them. That's Texas. We'll go fast.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Firebird International Raceway for the Lucas Oil IHBA Drag Boat Racing Series. Ken Stout, Alan Reinhart, and Terry Boyd bringing you all the action from the 24th Annual Lakefest, presented by Super Clean here at Chandler, Arizona. A spectacular race course. This place always provides a lot of excitement. We're going to kick things off with Top Alcohol Hydro, and the reigning champ, Kent Price, is right back on top of the field, Alan.
Kent Price led the way with Mike Fry just behind him, only 0.04 of a second back. Bob Pizza, you know he's always a player. Kevin Kinsley, who does double time between here and over on the asphalt here at Firebird Raceway.
It's always good when you're kicking off a new season, 2008 in the Top Alcohol Hydro. Second fastest qualifying time, Mike Fry. I know what your secret weapon is. It's all right here, 20 pounds lighter.
20 pounds lighter and a lot stronger. It's good to be in shape, and it takes a lot of energy to run these boats in the heat. When the weather's up and down, you know, it takes a lot of endurance.
You know, you were just talking about running better than 200 miles an hour. Mother Nature can be cruel. A lot of wind here today in Phoenix.
Yeah, there's a lot of wind. We don't like a lot of wind. We like a little bit of chop, a little bit of breeze is okay, but too much wind is not good, not safe.
Speaking of running, you got to run down the current champ. Kent Price is right next to you. Any gamesmanship going on between the two camps?
There's definitely. We got the same engine guy, we got the same tuners, and it's all in the driving. Whoever's going to win is going to win it at the light.
We're a long way from you racing Kent Price. They wouldn't meet until the final if they both get there. Let's take a look at round number 1 in the Alcohol Hydros.
Kent Price will face off against Darren Dunnigan. Then it'll be Mike Fry, Joe Blattler, and Bob Pizza will line up against the former champion inside of the category and Kevin Kinsley. But up first, it'll be Kent Price and Darren Dunnigan, the reigning champ, who came out here qualified number 1 with a 5:47 and 218 miles per hour, is in the near lane.
And this is a buy one, get one free in a 6-boat field. The winner of this matchup will take a free ride, a solo, into the finals. And this one's over right at the starting gates. Dunnigan turns it red by a 1/4 of a second. He fouls away his chance at the trophy. And Kent Price will win this one. We'll have a bye in the next one, and we'll race in the final.
And when you're Darren Dunnigan, you line up next to Kent Price. What do you want to do? Well, you want to get every advantage you possibly can. It was a little ugly right there at the start. Kind of turned sideways on him, did a little prop walk, but then he settled back down. Unfortunately, by then, he had already turned on the red light, and his day was done.
Kent Price clicked it off a little bit early. His number's not awe-inspiring, 597, only 145, but he won. That's what counts.
Sometimes at the IHBA Drag Boat Series, numbers don't always tell the picture because it's the 8th mile that really counted here in Kent Price's run.
Yeah, Ronnie and the crew, they put a real hot tune in her, and we were really going for it. And unfortunately, at about 1,000 foot, we lifted the blower. And after you do that, it's just kind of curtains.
So you said this is a lucky run for you because you got you move on because of the red light.
Yeah, we got very lucky. Actually, Darren it should have been his race. Unfortunately, he red lit, and that's drag boat racing.
At the 8th mile, he was going 187 miles an hour, which ties him for 8th fastest of all time with John Swanson and Ted Faggart. Next pair up, looks like it's going to be Mike Fry and Joe Blattler.
Mike, the number 2 qualifier, you heard him at the top of the show say he shares a tuner with Kent Price. I wonder if they've got that blower lift and killer tune-up in this boat as well.
Oh, he won't need it, even if he doesn't, as Joe Blattler goes red, but I'll tell you, that rooster tail's looking sweet. Oh, yeah, and he lays down a real respectable number at 5:48.8, 2:16. That's about 100th of a second off the number 1 qualifying effort set by Kent Price.
The Greater Austin Development Instant Replay. Let's watch this. When you see the red light right there on the Christmas tree in the middle of the lake, 12 thousandths of a second. That was the margin. 12 thousandths. Joe missed on the starting line. Not sure it was going to make a big difference when Mike was running 5:48.
Mike laying one down, the chutes come out, and he gets stopped.
A much lighter Mike Fry making a great run. Even though it was a red light for your competitor, you still kept it in there, 2:16.
Well, you know, you got to like to just keep it going because I need the information for the next pass. So keep on the gas.
Let's talk about the water here at Firebird. It is so different than anywhere else you go. It's thicker. It has a lot of alkaline in it. The boat sometimes is going to get on top. It's going to grab harder. There's so many variables.
There's a lot of variables. This water is really hard. So, it takes a lot of horsepower to turn the prop to make it a lot of horsepower, for a mile an hour. So you've got to have it set up right.
Obviously, he has it set up right. 216 going on to the next round.
And 185 miles per hour at half track for him. Bob Pizza and Kevin Kinsley up next. And you mentioned it before, Kevin does run an alcohol funny car on the asphalt. He's a former champion inside of this class. He's also run Top Fuel Hydros. He's a racer's racer, but Bob Pizza will not be a gimme.
Bob Pizza, the number 3 qualifier. He was better in the practice runs leading into this. And another red light start. This time it's Kevin Kinsley, and he goes red by a mere 14 thousandths of a second. Bob Pizza was a little bit late, but he was green, and that got him the win. And that means he gets to talk to Terry. Whoa, easy there, big fella.
Bob Pizza, it's not bothering the old KG veteran this weekend. How about a 5.64 at 216?
Good number. We struggled a little bit yesterday. I had to pedal at both runs. We still ran okay, but not good enough. And then we made a propeller change, and it seemed to be straightening out the problem.
Tell me that there's a lot going on in your mind when you're sitting on that rope. What's going through your mind when you're up there?
Oh, you're wondering if everything in the boat's safe, or just everything. It's just a lot of things going through your head. Are you going to shift it right? Are you going to red light? Or everything.
Obviously, today you said, I'm going to get down, I'm going to win and move on.
I'm trying and hopefully get to the next round. I want to see my buddy Kent in the end. That'd be my dream come true today.
Now with our reigning flat bottom champion is Terry Boyd.
It's always good to hang out with the defending champion, 2007 top alcohol flat champion Don Ermshire. What happened in the offseason? A whole new look.
Yeah, we were pretty busy. We put a different paint scheme on the boat and got a little more Lucas Oil exposure there for them, and same other sponsors, Aluminum Tank and Truck Accessories, and the other folks that have been with us a long time.
Can't help but notice it looks like you got a brand new Arius motor in here.
Well, this isn't the new one. This is Old Faithful that we've run for a number of years, and we won San Diego with this one, and so we thought we'd give it a try here right off the bat.
Are you kidding me? You got a brand new Arius sitting over here, but you got Old Faithful 1983 with a new spit shine on it.
That's about the size of it. The motors are identical inside, but this one has been with us for a long time, but we have a brand new one sitting here behind the boat that can go right in if we need to.
Don Ermshire and that gang, they are cagey, no doubt. Top alcohol flat bottoms coming out here. Your number 1 qualifier, Don Boucher, with a spectacular run at 684, 159.
And look at Don Ermshire. He's down on the bottom of the sheet. They struggled with that boat in qualifying, never took a time, so they just enter him as the slow qualifier.
All right, round 1 action. As we go into the flatties, Boucher will earn the bye run. Fred Hart and Andy DeMint, Johnny Heidemann and Don Ermshire. That is a clash of the Titans here at our first event of 2008. But we'll start things off with Fred Hart and Andy DeMint. Big red right there. Andy DeMint and the red alert boat, and Fred Hart right alongside.
Engine's already lit. You can see let go of the rope, capsule's down, and now the countdown comes up. And at least we've got a green light start. Wow, that thing's spitting and sputtering and coughing, and he's toast.
On and off the throttle for Fred Hart, but Andy DeMint manages to hang on until he crosses the finish line. Not very much mile per hour there, not the best ET, but he got there first.
I'm going to take a look at this one again on the Super Clean Super Shot. This was just ugly. Watch Hart's boat. It's hipping, it's hopping, it's bobbing, it's weaving, and he finally gives up. That boat never did take a set. The red machine on the right side of your screen, that's not looking too bad. It's drifting over towards the center line, and there went the blower belt. That explains why the speed was down.
Hey, Andy DeMint comes up to you. The first thing you say, hey, I was getting a little nervous up on the line. 3 red lights in a row.
Yeah, so I was kind of watching those hydros get those red lights, so I backed up on my number. Wasn't a pretty light, but, we'll take the win for Dixie Diesel Electric. About 3/4 track, I think the belt came off and just kind of snuck by Fred Hart there.
Back to the pits, get it ready, come back for the second round.
Yes, sir, we'll be ready. Got extra parts.
They'll go to work on it. In the meantime, Mark Porter and Steve Westerfield will do battle here in round number 1. Steve Westerfield really made a run at a championship a year ago, went to a lot of finals, but it seemed like every time he was there, Don Ermshire was also there.
It's tough to keep Don Ermshar off the late rounds. And a red light start. We're back to doing it on the wrong side of the Christmas tree. 173 is the number. Mark Porter is red. And Steve Westerfield, even though he's just idling down the course, he lit the green light, and he's going to get the win.
We'll continue on here. Johnny Heidemann and Don Ermshar. Two big names in this category. That's a look at Johnny Heidemann right there. Of course, his father, Chuck, also helps him out. He is the man that loves to run the big speed, and that boat can fly.
Ermshar might be the unknown quantity here on the far side of the lake. He has struggled with the boat all weekend long, and his struggles continue. Don's just going to sit and watch as Heidemann goes sailing through. 695, 141 the speed. I'm not sure that was a full pull.
Yeah, no, I think he clicked that one well short of the quarter mile. The boat really looked good. The boat on the left side, of course, Ermshar on the right is going to have some trouble here in our super clean super shot. But the boat on the left side, watch this thing. Once he gets the speed, the whole front of that boat gets up in the air. Right there, it just starts to get up on that ride tab in the back, and he clicks it early.
Hanging out with John Heidemann, and it's amazing that you're moving on, but it's 11 years you haven't blown one blower belt, but it happened here this afternoon.
Yeah, actually, it's the second belt in 11 years on this Ford, and it doesn't happen very often with this thing, so hopefully it isn't something that the guys can't fix in a hurry. If it isn't, we got another motor in the trailer, we can change it and hopefully get back for a second round.
Is that something that might get in your head as a racer, because already you got atmospheric conditions, the wind is a problem today, then something odd comes up that's, or I should say unusual for your program?
Well, no, not really. The water being, it's so hard. It's difficult water this weekend for everybody, and it's just pushing these motors a little harder. And with my guys, I've got no worries. These guys are so good on this machine. They work their tails off, and they'll get this SRP machine ready for the next round. I have no doubts in my mind. I'm ready to go right now, so they will be in short order.
They know the game all too well. Coming up will be the semifinals of both categories. Don't go away.
Vaseline Intensive Rescue Lotion is specially formulated to deliver twice the moisture of E45 lotion. To help very dry skin lock in the moisture it needs.
Because I look good in leather, and I know you wish that you could look like me.
Welcome back to the 24th Annual Lakefest presented by Super Clean. We're bringing you all the action from Firebird International Raceway in HD. We're available. Top Alcohol Hydro. We're down to the final four. This is always a good one. And I should say final three here because Kent Price will receive a bye run. You talked about that right into the final round. On the other side, though, Mike Fry and Bob Pizza, they should be a good battle. Mike Fry's boat looking really strong.
Interesting that when Terry earlier in the broadcast talked to both of these drivers, they both said, I want to take out Kent Price in the final. Well, we know Kent's waiting. Let's see who's going to get the shot. This time we're green after red light-itis in round number one, and you heard the womp, 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 womp. That's going to cost Bob Pizza his boat. Never got a set off the starting line. He slows a 5:52 at 2:13, and it'll be Mike and Kent in the final.
Another look at it right here on the right side. That is Bob Pizza. Man, that thing really buzzed the prop. Then it started to prop walk. It just wasn't happy at the start. And on the left, Mike Fry, he had a good run here. He talked about it was going to be all about reaction times against Kent Price. We're going to get to find out how true that is. He just missed that buoy, too.
Earlier today, we were hanging out with Mike Fry. You were pitted right against with Kent Price, and I kind of made the assumption you guys were hanging out together. Drivers who hang out together all the way to the final round. What's going through your mind?
Well, I got to do a big reaction time and be on my game, and they're a good team, and I've got to give it everything we've got.
When you come to the line, I mean, you said you guys were gaming each other because you're pitted next to each other. Is there any gaming going on the road?
Nah, there's no game. We're all good, man. Ain't nobody playing any games, man. We share the same engine guy. We share the same help. It's all good.
He missed the bulb in that round, but in round number 1, he had an 088 light. That would be a really good effort. We'll find out if that comes back in the final against Kent. Now let's go to top alcohol flat. This is the semifinals. Don Boucher and Andy DeMent will square off, as will Johnny Heidemann and Steve Westerfield.
This is kind of a battle of the two wounded ducks from round number 1. Remember, both of these boats broke well before the finish line. The only reason Steve Westerfield is here was because Mark Porter went red. So let's see if Westerfield's got his boat fixed and if Johnny Heidemann can get his all the way to the finish line. And it looks like the answer in both cases might be no.
Well, we already have a red light for Steve Westerfield. Johnny Heidemann, I didn't think his boat was going to run at all, but it finally comes to life here.
Westerfield was red by better than a second. I wonder if he pulled the capsule down and accidentally clicked it in gear, because he left the rope a long time before he was supposed to. The bottom line is Johnny Heidemann will run for the trophy.
And of course, the other side of it is that if they don't have that clutch set up right, that boat's going to start walking the second he fires that boat up.
Don Boucher's your number 1 qualifier. He's on the far side. Andy DeMent on the near side in the yellow boat. Has been the class of the field all weekend long, and he will race into the final. Boucher at 678, 159 miles an hour. There's not a lot of lost motion with that one.
Yeah, he has been the man. We'll go on board with him with E3 spark plugs. This should be a great ride. Front end up in the air, and of course, he's run some great numbers. 684 in qualifying, 669 on his bye run in round 1, and then put the 678 up on the board here.
Looks easy when they run like that.
This is sort of the things that stories and legends are made of. Don, you're taking on your best friend out there, Johnny Heidemann, going head to head.
Hey, we're all really good friends out here. But yeah, Johnny and I have we've had our share of final rounds here in the last few races.
You know, when I see that little Cheshire grin, I feel like I'm sitting across on a poker table. No, I don't have anything. Go all in. It is all in.
Oh, it's all in now. Now it's now it's throw all the beans in, and we'll see who comes out at the other end.
Ken Stout, Alan Reinhart, and Terry Boyd bringing you all the action here. It's time now for the money rounds.
Top alcohol hydros have put on quite a show here today. The number 1 qualifier, Kent Price. The number 2 qualifier, Mike Fry. They share a tuner, and they're going to meet in the final round. I guess here's where we find out who Ron Deems really likes best.
Oh, I don't think I'd go down that road. But you know, Mike Fry said it's all going to be about reaction time because he thinks both boats are very close. Well, we're going to find out who's got the best reaction time. I promise you that.
They are idling. You know, the two drivers know each other well. They look back and forth. Capsules down. Let's get a green light. We've had way too many red lights today here at Firebird International Raceway.
And another one rears its ugly head. Mike Fry was talking about reaction times. He goes red, and to add insult to injury, he has the quicker of the 2 times.
552 for Mike Fry, and it's going to be a loser because he was 144 red. The Greater Austin Development Instant Replay. Watch the tree. That red bulb means you jumped the gun, and you are done for the day. Kent Price, the number 1 qualifier, sails through the field, and he'll leave with the trophy.
Mike Fry was going after the champ. Unfortunately, he went too hard.
Kent Price, that was a wild one. I think at one point, though, I know the boat was dancing, but it almost looked like it wanted to go submarine.
Yeah, we got pretty bent on that pass. You know, anytime you change motors and you start messing around with your configuration and everything, you know, you're just not quite sure what to expect, and we got a bit of a surprise on that pass.
When you're going down the track and your boat starts to dance like that, I guess maybe the mere mortal humans like us would tend to want to back out. I'm thinking maybe you had to get back in it because I saw it from the side. The boat started to go under, man, and it was just full throttle at that point.
Yeah, I backed off on it just a little bit to let her settle down, and then once the sponson settled down a little bit, I hit it right back into it and hit the shift button, and off we went. I didn't know that he had red lit, so we didn't have our radio working, so I wasn't sure what he saw. I wanted to go for the win.
You know, when you hit the shift button like that, that's one of those things that I just want to clarify that just in case people at home go, what button did he hit? Let's talk about now as you get ready to go to Red Bluff, you have one win in your back pocket and a lot of momentum towards that championship again.
Yeah, that's our goal. We want to catch the 08 championship, so we're going to do everything we can to get it. You know, we didn't make the bye round. We lost 100 points there, so it's pretty neck and neck.
And here's a look at the points. That thing was sponsored, walking pretty good. It was pretty exciting there the first half of that run, but Kent Price will leave here with that points lead over Mike Fry and Bob Pizza. Kevin Kinsley will be a threat all year as well. One last race here this afternoon from Firebird International Raceway, and it will be the Flatties. These guys are always exciting. Cavitation plates are being run by the left foot, and of course the right foot. It's all about making the power.
The final round in alcohol flat, just as we had in alcohol hydro, the number 1 and number 2 qualifier, and two guys that are very good friends when they're back at the trailer. When you're on the holding rope, nobody's your friend.
I'll tell you right now that Johnny Heideman's going to have to find something, and he can. I mean, he has the type of team that can do that. He's run faster than anybody else on the planet inside of one of these boats, but Boucher on the other side, right there in that yellow boat, man, he seems to be hooked up today. He has laid some numbers down.
Johnny Heideman has had a little bit of good fortune to get to this point. Don Boucher undoubtedly has the boat to beat, and Heideman's boat never left the holding rope. Oh, wait, here it comes, but that's going to be too little and too late.
Don Boucher starts things off just the way he wants with a win here at Firebird. Let's talk to the winner.
Don Boucher, congratulations, taking home the win this afternoon, albeit you had to get towed off the dirt before you got over here.
Oh, yeah, you know, we always get told to drive off the course. We drive off the course, and just the way things happen, we were the last one to get picked up and floated all the way across to the other side.
So let's take it back to the run. Not the best reaction time on the top end, but a pretty strong run nonetheless.
Yeah, we just wanted to make sure we didn't red light. My crew has given me the baddest hot rod out here. This thing is just unbelievable. It's on a string.
It was a great day for Don Boucher. He'll leave here with the points at 632 of them, followed by Johnny Heideman and Steve Westerfield. We look forward to a good run there all year, and Don Ermshire at the bottom.
But that's just one race down. It's a long season to go. Chad Klug took home the River Racer Trophy. In Stock Eliminator, it was Jay Johnston. And Bob Prigmore, he was your Modified Eliminator champion. Also here at Firebird Raceway, Paul Fontenot in Top Eliminator. Pro Eliminator went to Tim Kelly. And Brad Perrick, he was your Pro Comp Eliminator champion at Lakefest.
It has been a spectacular time here at Firebird International Raceway. This telecast has been produced by Lucas Oil Studios in high definition. For Terry Boyd and Alan Reinhardt, I'm Ken Stout. Thanks for watching the Lucas Oil IHBA Dragboat Racing Series.